was so amazing when CDA was created. If you would go back to history, after the EDSA revolution, there was this call for social convention. And then in the 1987 Constitution, it is so very clearly provided in Article 12 of Patrimony of the Nation. The state shall create an office that shall promote the viability and growth of cooperatives as instrument of social justice, equity, and economic development. So, after that pronouncement of the highest law of the land, two enabling laws had been enacted by Congress. Sometime enacted March 10, 1990. The first was the Republic Act 6938, that is the Cooperative Code of the Philippines. And the second one was the Republic Act 6939, the Charter of the Cooperative Development Authority, the law that created the Cooperative Development Authority. And with regards to the office functions, it is very clear under Section 3 of Republic Act 6939, stated there, number 1, to formulate, adopt, and implement integrated and comprehensive plans and programs consistent with co-op development, and co-op development would mean advancing social justice and anchored on the overall socio-economic plan of the government. And the second is to enhance the capabilities of the cooperatives with regards to their entrepreneurial ability, technical know-how, management adroitness, and on the fundamentals of cooperativism, so capacity building, and so on. But then if you have to look at this, we have twin main functions, developmental and regulatory. We are also the one to provide the legal personality or juridical personality, and we have to regulate. But foremost is to advance cooperativism as instrument of social justice. In a country during that time, as you know, after martial law, there was this call for social change, social transformation. And it is also in the context of, after all these years, despite 14 years of martial law and to people power revolution, the structures and systems that are breeding poverty are still as formidable as ever. And as a countermeasure, the only way is to empower the people so the social transformation can be had. And I do believe that under the new present dispensation, CDA is really calling for biyaya ng pagbabago.
So, sir, for you po, how active is the CDA in terms of regulating the cooperatives in the country?
Very active. In fact, in the law, we are supposed to enforce the law. As I've said earlier, we started a Republic Act 6938, the Cooperative Code of the Philippines, but it was later amended in 2008 as the Philippine Cooperative Code. And it is very clear there that cooperatives, whose DNA is that of members-owned, value-based, and sustainable, must prove equal to the task as the empowering path. Let me put it this way. Based on studies, the root cause of poverty, they say, according to development experts, is that the root cause of poverty is not the lack of resources, because the Philippines has been described per unit area as the richest on earth in terms of biodiversity, in terms of endemic flora and fauna. Now, but the richness, the bounty, does not end at the shoreline. You go to the sea, the Philippine archipelago has been described as the center of marine life on earth. Now question, what is then the root cause of poverty amidst ecological bounty? Studies would show that the root cause of poverty is not the lack of resources, but the disempowerment, the powerlessness of the people to have access and control over their resources. Who controls, who benefits, who profits? Then, if only the people to want to be the one to control, to manage, to decide, they have to harness their collective potential. And what is this? This is cooperativism that is based on the time-honored and universally accepted cooperative principles. So yun po ang kwan. And besides, may I just add this, it is very clear in our Constitution. Article 19 in the Declaration of Principles, I think it's section 19, stated that the state shall advance social justice in all phases of the Filipino life. How would it advance? Cooperativism is the answer.
So, sir, how do you measure po the effectivity of cooperativism in that sense? Once you partake in development regulation of cooperatives?
Actually, you know what? The cooperatives are given a privilege by the state. That is of being tax exempt. You know what, Miss Elsia? There are two things in life which we cannot escape from. Death and taxes. And yet with regards to taxes, exempt. Why? Because according to the landmark decision of the Supreme Court in the Dumaguete Cathedral case versus Court of Tax Appeal, when they tried to tax the cooperative, it stated that while the power to tax may be very, very strong, because taxes being the lifeblood of the nation, yet it must bow down to the principle of social justice. And what is social justice as defined by the Supreme Court? It is in the landmark case of William versus Kalala, as penned by no less than Justice Laurel, when he said, social justice is the great equalizer in a land which is pyramidal and oligarchical. The only remedial measure is to empower the people so that they can have access and control over the resources. And so that is clearly laid down. So along that line, I do believe that still in the 1987 Constitution, the State Declaration, that in a sovereign and republican state, sovereignty resides with the people, and all governmental powers emanate from them. So meaning to say, these sovereign people would like to harness their collective potential through cooperativism.
So you see cooperatives as an instrument of obtaining social justice in societies?
Yes, that's correct. And that is the reason why we are saying that even cooperativism is the one to advance democratic and inclusive growth. Why is this? Look at what happened to our country with regards to our resources. We have lost the 17 million of dipteric carp or natural forest, Ms. Elsia. Why? For reason that it has been described by some political experts as exclusive and colonial. We have been under Spanish colonial rule for more than 300 years, and then by the Americans for 50 years. So, where have all our forest gone? This had been exploited, and we have lost so much already. Why? Because of, they say it is exclusive. The benefit goes only to a few elite and to foreigners, to imperial powers. But this time, what we are doing now is to make it inclusive and democratic. That is the essence of cooperativism. Democratic control. That is the number one principle, democratic control. Yeah.
So my next question is, aside from what you have said, what do you think are the other aspects that make CDA a really significant part of the government in terms of helping the partaking in maintaining the harmony in the society, or maybe by alleviating the poverty?
Very good. Actually, if I may say this categorically, uh, when you say of social transformation, restructuring that would erase social injustices, it is through the power of the people, and that can only be done through cooperativism. Why I'm saying this? Because if you would study very well, where are we now? After all these years, after 28 years, we were created sometime on March 10, 1990. So after 28 years, how do we combat poverty? This is my report. We have now 27,000 cooperatives with some 14 million members. So we have the biggest critical mass. The biggest movement in the Philippines are the cooperatives. Now, Ms. Elsia, you may ask me, how many types of cooperatives? 26 types. Let me just briefly narrate this every time, if I may. Isn't it that we are an agricultural country? And any long or short-term development can be won or lost through agriculture. Correct? Question. 70% of our people live in the rural areas and doing agriculture or agriculture-related jobs. Question. Isn't it the study that for every 5 Filipinos, about 4 are in the rural areas? And based on the studies, out of 4, 3 are below poverty line? Yung mga magsasaka, lumalapit sa akin yan. Chairman Rabanera, sabihin mo nga sa amin, galing sa amin ang pagkain sa aming sakahan. Pwede ba paka-explain mo? Bakit ang aming lamesa walang pagkain? You know what, Ms. Elsia, this is a reality. Everyone is profiting from farming. Except the farmers. Sila po ang nagpainit, sila ang nagpaulan. Pero bakit ang nakikinabang ay ang mga compradors, ang mga fertilizer dealers, ang mga seed dealers, ang mga usurers. Bakit? At alam po ninyo, sabihin ko sa inyo totoo, don't you know that this fertilizer is only bought there in Ukraine at 100 pesos per bag of ammonium sulfate? When it reaches the farmers, especially in Mindanao, it is already 1,500 or 2,000. O ngayon, who bears the cost? Sino ang nag-shoulder itong lahat? Guminansya ang lahat. Because everything that is sold in this country passes at least 5 to 7 layers. Ang lipitor po na binibili lang yaan sa India ng 30 centavos, pagdating dito sa mga shumart, bakit 50 pesos na? Kasi 5 to 7 layers, every layer na papaginansya. Sino ang nag-shoulder nito? Ngayon po, ano ang problema? Ang problema is, they have to be empowered because they are powerless. How? When they come together and harness their collective potentials, and debunk conventional agriculture, shift to sustainable agriculture, they manufacture now their own organic fertilizer. At during harvest time, Ms. Elsia, they are forced to sell because of the law of supply and demand. Maraming supply, masyadong mura ang presyo. Cooperative, meaning they control the mode of production and marketing. They have warehouses, they have dryers. Ngayon, huwag muna natin ipagbili. How would you stock that kung di ka kooperatiba? May bilara naman tayo, i-dry mo yan, i-warehouse mo yan. Pag mataas ang presyo, following the law of supply and demand, then kikita na sila. You see that? That is sa ating mga magsasaka. Pero I would like to relate more than that. Ano? You know what? Example. If they will just produce, for example, coconut is $1 billion industry. Ms. Elsia, I would like to ask you, bakit ang mga coconut farmer are the poorest of the poor? Bakit? Kasi they are selling copra. Ipinaprocess ito, pinagbibili pa after value chain. No. In cooperativism, we are teaching them value chain. They are now selling not copra anymore. Cocoa sugar, cocoa syrup, BCO, virgin coconut oil, and what have you. They generate employment. Don't you know that the 27,000 cooperatives are directly employing more than 500 personnel? and are actually paying withholding taxes at the tune of 7 billion a year. That is direct employment. Indirect employment, almost 2 million. Ano ibig sabihin ko nito? Baka paano sila nagkukan? Ito, Miss Elsa, isa kang nanay, marunong ka magluto. Gusto ka magkarinderya. Hiram ka sa formal banking system, makahiram ka. With all of the voluminous requirements, pati na post-dated check, palitin ang collateral, kumpri ka, ano yung collateral mo? Punta ka sa kooperatiba mo, that very day, you can put up your karinderya. Income ka na. Nagbabayad ka na ng buwis. Yung kooperatiba mo, hindi nagbabayad ng buwis, ikaw magbabayad na. So, we are maybe tax exempt, but we are tax makers. And not only that, job generators. In what way? Lumalaki ang karinderya ko. Kailangan ko ng cook. Kailangan ko ng waiter. Ilan yan? Almost 2 million lahat yan. Isang binata, gusto mag-asawa. Walang trabaho. Marunong siya mag-drive. Hiram siya sa bangko ng pera. Hindi siya makahiram. Hiram siya sa kanyang kooperatiba. Maka-jeep na siya. Maka-taxi na siya. Maka-tricycle na siya. May trabaho na siya. You see? You add that. That's more than 2 million. In a country, Miss Elsia, that is living, 6,000 Filipinos are living every day just to find jobs in other countries. Cooperatives are telling them, do not live anymore. You will have job there. 2 million jobs have been created. And they are tax makers. Ilan ang nakuha ng mga kooperatiba? So there's so much social impact. Ngayon, that is all I'm talking to you about farmers. How about fisher folks? You know what, Miss Elsia, I'll tell you this. According to studies, the poorest of the poor are our fisher folks. Bakit? The coastal communities. Out of the 13 major bays in the Philippines, 10 are dead already biologically. Massive logging, siltation, mining, illegal logging, the wreckings of the, kasi pumasok pa tayo noon, sometime in the 70s, RP Japan Treaty of Amity, Commerce and Navigation, we allow the foreign visitors to wreck our base. Wala na isda. Now, pobre sila. O paano ngayon? Paano natin kinuha ngayon? I'd like to tell you this. Because of cooperativism, they were able to rehabilitate their impaired marine ecosystem. Because of their cooperative, they were able to protect their base. Marami ng isda because of their cooperatives. Dalawa na. I'll tell you that. Pangatlo. PWDs. They were liabilities of society. Bakit? Mga bulag, hindi magtrabaho. Pero when they were organized into cooperatives, where are they now? May mga trabaho na. Tingnan mo sa mga mall, sino nagmamasahe dyan? Mga bulag. Sige, pamasahe ka, pati ulo mo mamasahe. Hindi, joke lang. Ano pa?
Sir, can you give us a background about sa range ng mga cooperatives na I mean, do you have, kasi po, nasabi niyo na 27,000 sila. And
Yes, 27,000 cooperatives. Yeah.
Tapos may categories sila.
Yeah, different types.
How you, paano niyo po lahat yun na monitor?
Very good. You know what, Miss Elsia, all over the Philippines, we have 15 regions. In these regions, we have regional offices. We have also provincial offices. But when you talk of cooperativism, this is also in coordination with institutions that are also equally mandated by law to promote cooperativism. Look at the local government code. It is stated there that the LGU shall also advance cooperativism in their respective territorial jurisdiction. They are also mandated by law. Look at the other offices of government. They are also promoting cooperativism. Department of Agriculture, DTI, the ADAR, because they believe that it's only to cooperativism that they can implement their program successfully. For example, agrarian reform. Don't you know? Ang formula niyan is agrarian reform equals land distribution plus support services. Sige, organize mo sila, agrarian reform beneficiaries into cooperative. Pag hindi sila na-organize, walang support services, agrarian reform program will not be successful. And so I can equally claim that agrarian reform and cooperativism are two sides of the same coin. Both are social justice measures. Agriculture. how to unfetter, liberate our farmers from the quagmire of poverty. I'd like to tell you this. It's only through cooperativism. And so, ano pa? The drivers. Binata ka pa, nag-drive ka na, ang dinadrivean mong taxi, hindi sa'yo. Lulo ka na hanggang ganon, hindi mo rin iyo. Kooperatiba, naging kanila. Bakit? Hiram na sila sa kanilang kooperatiba to buy taxi. Yung kanilang mga income, di ba kung ikaw, ordinary driver, kung di ka kooperatiba, you just, ano ba yung kuha niyan, renta? 1,000 a day ba yan? O, meron kang 1,200 sa'yo, 2,000 ang bayad mo. Pero sa kooperatiba, no. You are paying your utang. After 5 years, iyon na ang taxi. Housing, isa rin yan. Ang daming walang decent homes. Through cooperative, they were able to build their homes.
So, sir, dito po sa urban areas natin, we see everyday yung mga tao po na alam natin ano sila, mahirap sila. Do we have parang gumagawa po ba tayo ng hakbang para mag-reach out sa kanila, or are we encouraging na sila yung mag-reach out sa mga cooperatives?
Now, I'd like to tell you this. Sabi nga nila, ang tanging lunas sa kahirapan, kahit saan ka man, ay kooperatiba. Pinapatay natin ang 5-6, pero hindi ang Indian ang 5-6 lang. O ngayon, going back to the urban center, how do we now do this? I believe that if they realize that the only way to break the vicious cycle of poverty is when they come together as one force, yung mga nasa laylayan, yung nasa margins of development can be drawn into the mainstream of development process through cooperativism. Whether they are drivers, mga homeless, mga vendors, and what have you. They form credit and savings cooperative. They form housing cooperative. They form labor service cooperative. Don't you know that because of this, they are now liberated from poverty? Now, how do you do that? You know what? Ito maganda eh. At first, it seems na masyadong difficult that they organize themselves. Pero now, I'd like to tell you this. 7 years ago, Ms. Elsia, there are only 7 million members of the cooperatives nationwide. Ngayon, double that. 14 million na. Ngayon, 14 million tayo. I'd like to tell you this. It is my analysis that in the next 5 years, the number of cooperatives in this country and the members will double. Meaning to say, 28 million na tayo. Why I'm saying this? Dumating na ang panahon eh. I'll tell you this. It is said, a strong army can conquer a kingdom, but the strongest army in the world cannot stop an idea whose time has come. Dumating na po. Dahil ito ngayon ang panawagan ng ating mahal na Pangulo, biyaya ng pagbabago. Ngayon, sasabihin ko sa Ms. Elsia, we are now taking measures that those in the left will go back to the fold of the true cooperativism. Yes. In fact, ang mga Moro National Liberation Front combatants, that's another type of cooperative. I went to karap ko 500 former combatants. Kahit mag-joke ako, hindi tumatawa. Sabi ko, why are you not laughing? Sabi nila, you do not know us, Chairman. We were former combatants of the Moro National Liberation Front. Ngayon, we are now organized into cooperatives. Oh, tapos sabi ko, anong pangalan ninyo? Sabi nila, frontliners. O, kita mo, kahit pangalan, panglaban pa rin. Oh, anong sabi nila? Mga pagariakon sa masama tanong kooperatiba. Isa lang ang armas namin ngayon, kooperatiba lang. At meron pang isang tumindig. Chairman, mapakilala ako sa iyo. I was a former colonel in the military. In the 70s, I joined the NLF. At ito, nakikita mo mga towers na yan, yung mga linya na yan, ako ang nagpatumba niyan. Sabi ko, bakit mo pinatumba? Kasi dito galing ang kuryente, dito ang dilim-dilim. Pero ngayon, because cooperativism is advancing social justice, we will not anymore work for social transformation through armed struggle, through kooperatiba na. Imagine that? So, ito na ngayon is counter-insurgency measure. Ano pa ba? It is the liberating force. The women, ito pa pala, hindi ko na-mention. Alam mo, ang society natin, kalahati women, kalahati men. Pag hindi walang trabaho ang women, para ang kalahati ng katawan mo paralyzed. Ito ngayon. I'd like to tell you this. About 50% of the membership are women. And they were able to find jobs. And they became active. Active, for example, there's a cooperative in Maranding, women of Maranding in Lanao. They were able to come up with a structure institution that would help those who are mga battered women. And they were able to rehabilitate the impaired ecosystem. Kaya nga, ang sinulat ko sa kanila, the blooming of the flowers, please put this down, may be very, very beautiful, but it will pale in comparison to the blooming of the women in cooperativism. Wala talaga, ang ganda talaga. Because cooperativism is more than economy. It is actually human development. Because Ms. Elsha, ito sabihin ko talaga sa inyo ito, cooperativism is the antithesis of neoliberal capitalism. Neoliberal capitalism has actually sacrificed Mother Earth and the people to the altar of greed and profit, using money to make more money. Cooperativism, no? You use money to enhance the quality of life of the people, improve their health, most importantly, improve their capability. Ngayon, ano ba talaga? Do they have the full control to use their surplus? No, they do not even use profit surplus. Bakit? Ang 10% of that will go to capability building training. What is in my mind is more important than what is in my pocket. Kaya siguro pobre ako, pero matatalino naman ng mga kooperatiba. At sila ang tumutulong sa ano. Tingnan mo, punta ka sa Mindanao. Sino ang nagbibigay ng medical mission? Lalo na sa mga katutubo, sa mga IPs. Kooperatiba. Imagine, bakit hindi mo tutulungan yan? Ang isang IP, ang buhay niya hanggang 40 lang. Kasi dito na to the meaning of antibiotic. Kaya nga sabi ni Presidente nung tumatakbo siya pagka-Presidente, anong sabi niya? Pag ako nanalo, hindi ko gagamitin ang plane ko. Ipagbibili ko yan para magtayo ng mga hospital sa mga IPs, mga clinic. Alam mo, ang mga kooperatiba ay ginagawa yan. Kaya sabihin ko, huwag mo na ipagbili. Ipagamit mo lang sa CDA para ibig kong sabihin, ginagawa. Kasi bakit? Dahil paglilingkod at pagmamahal yan, ang tunay na diwa ng kooperatiba. Now, I'm telling you this. During ang problema kasi na ating bayan, ganito ito meron tayong violent extremism. Pumunta rito ang ISIS at mga Mauti sa Marawi. Ngayon, sino ang tumatapat sa kanila ngayon? Kooperatiba. We are now building houses for the IDPs, internally displaced person. But most importantly, dahil sabi ko, diba, ang kooperatiba ay develop the human capital. Tinitrain namin yung mga youth there so that they are in coordination with TESDA. They will be able to have mga to graduate sa mga short-term courses so that they can go abroad and leave that place. Kasi takot na rin sila. You see that? So that is cooperativism. The empowering for social change ang mga former combatants. Ito pa rin, yung mga former drug victims na cooperativized na. Ipakita ko sa inyo sa kwan na ang dami nang na-rehabilitate, nabigyan ng mga trabaho to cooperative. Pati ang mga priso. Pumunta ako sa Tamaan, sa Nueva Ecija. Anong nandun? Katulad mo rin maganda. Nandun sila sa prisuan. Ang babata pa. Mga 20-year-old. Why are you here? Sabi niya, napiriso kami dahil nga sa drugs. Alam ginawa namin? We train them how to yung mga manufacture organic fertilizer. Punta ka sa prisuan nila, sa likod. Meron silang mga garden. They raise livestock. And we will support them. Kasi, and put them under our custody ng mga kooperatiba. Bakit? Kasi pag na-train mo yan sila, tapos sasabihin nila na binigyan mo yan ng mga kambing at mga livestock, mga manok. Paano malaman na pwede sila lumabas? Pag sasabihin ko, papatayin ko na yung baboy mo. Ano sabihin? Huwag, Chairman, maawa ka at pwede na ipalabas. Maawain na. Daming magaling story. I would like to give you some, meron kami mga newspaper na ipapakita ko rin sa iyo mamaya. Nandun ang mga story ng mga magandang cooperative.
So, sir, can you give us po another background kung paano yung mga tao na punta mag-join sa mga co-ops? How can they join po?
Very easy lang. Actually, so if you are a farmer and there is a farmer cooperative in your area, you can join there. Meron ka lang membership form and share capital.
Pero talagang sa mga provinces po natin, marami po talagang cooperatives na sa mga barangays.
Ang dami. So I tell you the truth, the cooperatives are present in more than 87 barangays. 87% of the barangays in the whole country.
Yes, kasi
Kahit saan ka pupunta ngayon, may cooperative na.
We hear from time to time na yung mga co-op na babanggit, naririnig po namin siya. For example, may sa mga barangays din po namin. Pero marami po kasing parang hindi pa nakakaalam masyado kung ano yung function talaga.
Don't worry, because we are using the media now, the social media, the print media. Soon we will be launching in Radio Pilipinas, our radio program. And later this month, we are opening up a TV program once a week in TV5. So this will now re-echo over the land. It will be a beacon of light amidst the darkness of poverty. After 28 years, makikita po natin ang tunay talaga na pagbabago under the biyaya ng pagbabago when people would come together to craft their own destiny. In a society that is pyramidal, ilan lang ang nasa taas, the oligarchs. Ngayon, give the chance to the poor people below to organize them into cooperative, to harness their collective potentials, and that to regain back their lost human dignity. Diba? Which is being dehumanized by poverty. Yan ang mahirap eh. Hindi ka ba naawa sa isang bata na gutom, nagpapalimos? O sa isang pamilya na natutulog sa karsada? That should not happen. We are a civilized society. We should never allow that. Cooperative lang yan. We are providing them with homes, decent homes. Punta ka sa mga nag-cooperatiba sila, ang gaganda ng bahay nila. Punta ka sa I'll show to you, made of bricks. Ang mga biktima ng mga ecological calamities, sino ang tumulong? Kooperatiba. Ngayon, magtatayo kami sa Baluet at sa Marawi. Mga building made of bricks, ang training center. Yan lang yan eh. Kasi tayo talaga, Miss Elsia, we are embodied spirit. We are more spirit than body. Ang gusto ng Diyos, it is not the physical. It should be spiritual development. Kaya nga, ang sinasabi nila, na mali talaga this unbridled consumerism and materialism. Ang wrong development eh. You buy this, you buy that, and you'll be happy. No, you serve your people and you'll be happy. Yeah. You work in Manila Times and you'll be happy.
So, sir, for the record po, ano ba yung mga malalaki nating programs ngayon na parang pinakamalaking programs natin na may pagmamalaki ng CDA?
Ay, ito talaga muna. Alam mo, ang number one program talaga, and this is anchored in the program of the President, human development. That is naman talaga the number one resource of the nation, human capital. Because the most important thing is to develop human capability. Capacity, if you are a farmer, capacity to produce. Entrepreneurial capability. Ngayon, we are now in the ASEAN. Ang labanan dito, hindi lang produkto. Ang labanan dito ay sino mas magaling. Sino ang mas innovative. Ngayon, kung ang ating mga magsasaka, they are now producing cocoa sugar, mga dairy at iba pa. Dahil alam nila eh. So ano ngayon ang labanan? Yun ang labanan. We have now the products of the cooperatives are being already exported to other countries, especially cocoa sugar, dairy. We are actually fall short of the dairy our dairy milk demand. Now, Kooperatiba is producing that. Ano pa ba? And so many. Black rice, organic rice, and so on. So, along that line, ang masasabi ko po talaga ay we are now first improving the capability of our people, especially those in the margins. Now, they have to apply that through their cooperative. Then, meron naman yan sila mga kapital eh. So, natuto sila magtanim ng kape, ng kakao. Tapos, matututo rin sila mag-process nito. Meaning to say, meron pa nga kaming mga kooperatiba, ang kanilang sigaw, from beans to bar. They are planting cacao, pero they are not selling cacao. They are selling chocolate na. In so doing, they generate employment. Ganon din sa kape. O, ito misil siya. Sabihin mo dyan. In the last year contest in shuttle, contest sa pinakamasarap na kape, ang pinakamagandang kape, ang pinaka number 1 kape sa buong mundo, galing sa Mindanao. Arabica Robusta, galing sa mga kooperatiba ng mga lumads, ng mga IPs, ng mga katutubo sa Mindanao. Imagine that. O ngayon, paano mo yung gagawin? We will now increase the massive production of coffee and cacao. Ngayon, hindi, kasi tayo, we are also the biggest importer. Alam mo, ang problema kasi sa ating bayan, Ms. Elsia, we have become a dumping ground of finished products from all over the world. Now, if you buy foreign products, you support the livelihood and the economy where the product is coming from. Ang countervailing force natin yan, kooperatiba lang. A country, Ms. Elsia, that is consuming what it is not producing will always be poor. So, anong gagawin natin? Tayo na po magpo-produce. Yan ang ginagawa ng mga kooperatiba ngayon. We are producing the best milk in town. Punta ka sa El Salvador, Misamis Oriental. Meron doon Northern Mindanao Federation of Dairy Cooperative. The best cheese in town. Better than what the multinationals are producing. The best milk in town. Punta ka sa Balingasag. A story of Kuko Sugar. Ngayon, punta ka doon banda sa Bukidnon. Kooperatiba. Hindi gumagamit ng chemical fertilizer. Or organic yan. Kasi ang problema kasi, pag ating nilunod ang ating sakahan sa paggamit ng mga nakahilong mga toxic chemicals, ang nangyari, as if we are dumping to our water tables, poison. At alam mo, doon sa bandang Cotabato, maraming anak, pinapanganak, wala ng daliri. Dahil sa yung kanilang mga inom na mga tubig, may contaminated na ang watershed. Sino ang persa ngayon na nakaka-counter dyan? Cooperative.
So, in terms naman po ng pagmamanage po ng mga cooperatives, ano ba yung mga common challenges, mga hindrances na na-encounter ng CBA in its nearing anniversary?
Actually, ang aming kwan ngayon is that to make the cooperatives compliant, they have to submit annual report, they have to submit financial statement, they have to undergo training, yung sabi ko, capacity building, and they have to do mga social impact assessment and all of this. Ngayon, kung ikaw nga isa kang katutubo o magsasaka, parang wala kang panahon nito. Nahirapan ka nga maghanap buhay, tapos gagasto ka pa sa training, doon na kami papasok. Just like a good father of the family, we have to conduct trainings for them. Especially yung mga malaking kooperatiba, itulungan yung maliit na kooperatiba. That is the big challenge there. How to comply. Kasi kailangan talaga silang matuto, makaalam, and they have to produce this and that for value chain. Para naman, hindi lang tayo dumping ground ng finished product. So that we can become a countervailing force against the dumping of the finished product from everywhere. Huwag na ninyong bagsakan na aming mga panagaling sa inyong mga countries. Kami naman ang babagsak sa inyo para mag-create tayo ng employment. You see that? Because buying is like casting a vote. Choosing from different economic alternatives. Foreign versus local. Ay kung puro pa rin tayo, ang sinusuportado ng ekonomiya ay yung nasa labas ng bayan natin. At pati ang livelihood. Organic versus inorganic. Ang kooperatiba po ay organic. Healthy foods. Essentials. And so if you buy the products of the cooperatives, Ms. Elsia, You are buying what is local, what is organic, what is healthy, and what are essential. And in the same time, support the livelihood of the poor and the vulnerable. Hindi mo ang sinuportan yung mayayaman na. Ay ito, bili ka ng produkto ng kooperatiba, ang sinusuportan mo ay livelihood ng ating mga pobreng mamamayang Pilipino, pobreng mga magsasaka. Yun po ang tunay na diwa ng kooperatiba ngayon.
So, sir, can you name po some cooperatives po na mga malalaking cooperatives?
Ay, ang dami ngayon yan. Meron tayong dito nga, ACDI. Ang capital yan, more than 15 billion na.
So, generate po talaga sila ng budget for their own?
That's from their members, from their hundreds of thousands of members. Meron tayong PICO, that's about 8 billion from Mindanao. It was just started in Xavier University about 55 years ago with some 3,000 pesos lang. Ngayon, 8 billion na. Noon, ang kanilang membro, 20 lang. Ngayon, 300,000 na. Ganun po ang ganda ng kooperatiba. Ano pa ba? I can cite so many. Ito, siguro, you will not just judge them sa kanilang asset. I-judge mo sa kanilang ginagawa. Ang mga kooperatiba, especially yung mga farmers, they debunk chemical farming. They are now producing organic fertilizer. Di ba ang ganda yan? Mahal na mahal mo ang kalikasan. Hindi mo sinisira. Di ba mas maganda yan? Sige, pobre lang kami, Orlan, pero minamahal namin ang kalikasan. Pobre lang kami, pero tinutulungan namin yung mga battered women. Di ba ang ganda niyan? Pobre kami, pero tingnan mo naman ang mga bulag noon, liability, ngayon asset na. Di ba mas maganda yan? So ang ibig kong sabihin, we do not just judge the cooperative in terms of money. Ang kanilang ginagawa na pagmamahal at paglilingkod sa kapwa. Yun ang mas importante. And I can tell you this, if you're a member of the cooperative, don't worry. You are being held by your cooperative. Kapuso ka, kapamilya ka. Nagtutulungan. Yun kasi, we do not even know the meaning of profit. We know the meaning of surplus at service. Service ang number one. Paglingkuran mo ang kapwa mo. Kasi serve the least of your brethren. Yun naman sabi ni Christ serve the least of your brethren and you serve God. Diba? So that is now our slogan na kailangan ang importante ay hindi ang pera. Ang importante ay ang pagmamahal. Hindi mo naman madadala yan sa next life Pero ang love mo, madadala mo. So yun ang pinapatuloy ng mga kooperatiba, whether they are farmers, fisher folks, women, IPs, person with disabilities, or mga former combatants, or mga former drug victims, pagbabago talaga. So I have so many to tell you. Now that we are celebrating our 28th year, it is alive. Sa kadiliman po ng gabi ay mayroong isang liwanag. Ang pangalan po ay kooperatiba. Yan po talaga ang kagandahan ngayon. Yung sinasabi nila na cooperativism is the one that would transform for people, planet, prosperity, and peace. By the way, that is now our slogan. Transformative cooperative for people, planet, prosperity, and peace. Dahil ang mga kooperatiba ngayon po, ang siyang sumusulong ng renewable energy. Don't you know that in Mindanao, meron tayong tinayong ang mga kooperatiba ron? One Mindanao Energy Cooperative. We are now bidding for Agos Pulangi. Kasi Agos Pulangi is renewable, it's hydropower. Ayaw namin ng mga coal-fired power plants. Gusto namin po ay yung renewable energy na tumatangkilik sa kalikasan. O anong sasabi ko? Ang mga IPs natin, saan sila? Nasa watershed. Sabi nila, Chairman, pag naangkin natin yan, wala nang lagi. Itong mga watershed, tangkilikin natin ito so that we will not anymore use coal-fired power plants but mga renewable energy. And they are also into solar power, windmill. Kaya, ang importante nito, kasi, I'll just explain this. Ang DNA kasi ng kooperatiba is members own. Prosperity for all. Tayo lahat ang mayari. Pag umasinso ang isa, asinso lahat. Hindi katulad ng capitalism, asinso isa, pobre lahat. Pangalawa, value-based. We know the meaning of industry, integrity, honesty, transparency, accountability, commitment. Yan naman talaga democratic control. And last, sustainable. Why I am underscoring that? Because according to studies, in the absence of a major change, the global system will collapse in less than 100 years. Why? Ecologically, global warming, extension of the species, the melting of the iceberg at the tune of 1,000 hectares every day. Pag yan na-melt, the rising of the ocean. And I'd like to tell you this, ang Pilipinas are very fragile. We are the number 3 hardest hit of climate change. Grabe ang Yolanda, grabe ang Sendong, grabe ang Pablo, thousands are dying. Now, sino ang counter nito? Kooperatiba. Oh, bakit ko sinasabi yan? Punta ka sa Mindanao, sino ang nag-i-stop ng illegal logging at mining? Kooperatiba. Sino ang nag-rehabilitate ng impaired ecosystem? 200,000, sino ang tatanim? Kooperatiba. Yun na nga po kasi sasabi ko, we are now in the 18th year of the 21st century. Hindi natin alam kung darating pa tayo sa 22nd century, which is only 82 years from now. Sira na. We are now 1.6 Celsius increase in temperature. Sabi po nila, pag nag-2 Celsius yan, oh, sino ang kumakasa ngayon? Kooperatiba. Kaya nga, pasensya na talaga, Ms. Alicia, sa aking kwan. Kasi nakikita ko talaga yung malasakit talaga ng mga kooperatiba. So I have so many information to tell you on that. Kaya bigyan mo si Ms. Alicia ng mga newspaper na mamaya.
So in terms naman po ng pag-validate natin sa kung tunay po ba yung mga cooperative na
We are conducting inspection.
i-expect?
Inspect talaga yan. Pag hindi yan, cancel ka agad yan. Kung they are using that attraction, kita mo yung nangyari sa One Social Credit Family. Cancel ka agad. Di ba? Pag nakita namin na, because, cooperativism is instrument of social justice, correct? Let it never be used to pursue injustice. Kung kagad dyan, cancel dyan. Marami na akong kinancel.
May mga nababalitaan kayo na ginagamit mo yung
Wala. Pag meron ko nabalitaan ganyan, pinapadala ko ganda ang may staff, lalo ang mga lawyers. Yung pag kita nila, chairman, dapat i-cancel. Cancel na. Yung One Social Solidarity, pag-credit family, cancel.
So sir, last na po how do you see po yung operations ng CDA 5 to 10 years from now po?
You know what?
Kung idea.
We pray. Yung nasabi ko kanina, kung dumating na ang panahon at sa idea, wala ng pwersa maka-stop ito. Ngayon po, dumating na ang kooperatiba, ang panahon niya, wala na. Bakit? 5 to 10 years from now, I can see that CDA will really be strengthened. Meaning to say, yung maliit namin budget ay patataasan na. Yung aming personnel, kasi meron na tayo about more than 80% of the total barangays, nandun na ang mga marginalized sector na kooperatiba na. Dapat we can reach out to them. How do you do that if you have very small personnel? Kaya nakikita ko, in coordination with other agencies of government, we will now come together. Meron na po kami pinirmahan na partnership between CDA and the DAR, between CDA and the NCIP, between the CDA and the TI, between CDA and the DA. Nagkaisa na kami. Yung kung hindi namin kaya, sila na ang kakasarin. Kasi ito pong kooperatiba ay lahat po nito ay dapat ma-involve. Pati na ang mga LGU, yung mga institution. Yan ang na-involve na ngayon. And so along that line, I do believe that 5 to 10 years from now, ang tunay pong biyayang pagbabago na pinangungunahan ng ating Pangulo, kasi under kami ng Office of the President. At ni Secretary Yuncio Ibasco, ito po, it will scale the heights para sa biyaya ng pagbabago, at ito po ang to advance what the United Nations is saying, Ms. Elsia. Ano sabi niya? 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Stop hunger, stop poverty, advance social justice, equity, peace, protect the environment. Di ba? Yan ang sabi ng UN. Ay, ito po ay ginagawa ng kooperatiba. And finally, yung pong Laudato Si ni His Holiness Pope Francis, sabi niya ron, Bakit ba? Sa mundo ang yaman-yaman, maraming pa nagugutom. At sabi niya, serve the people. Yung sinasabi sa Bible, walang sino man ang nabubuhay para sa sarili lamang. Yan po ang ginagawa ngayon ng mga kooperatiba. So, based on this, we are advancing, the cooperatives are advancing Laudato Si o Pope Francis, the UN Sustainable Development Goals, the agenda of His Excellency, biyaya ng pagbabago, and above all, ang kapakanan po ng sambayanang Pilipino. Yan po ngayon ang sinusulong ng 14 million cooperatives that will become 28 million in the next 5 to 10 years. Na kailangan lumaki na rin ang CDA kasi lumaki na rin ang kwan. Wala na talaga ang kwan. This is the only way. Sabi nga nila, cooperativism is the only way. Kasi nakikita natin, ito ang countermeasure sa sinasabi nating growth at all cost development strategy that sacrifices Mother Earth and the people to the altar of greed and profit. Ito Michelle siya, bago ako magtapos. Ilan ba ang mayaman sa mundo ngayon? Well, according to Oxfam study, ang wealth ng 8 pamilya sa mundo, ang kanilang total asset is the equivalent of the asset of 3.6 billion people. Ang asset ng 8 families lang. Sila Bill Gates lang yan, sila Kwan. Ang iyaman nila. Tanong ko ulit, bakit sa Asia, fastest growing economy, bakit nandito ang majority are poor? Ngayon, ang sabi ng Kwan, noong nagkaroon kami ng Asian, nandiyan yan sa newspaper, Asian Cooperative Business Forum, the great equalizer, the one to advance social justice and equity. Wala nang iba. Kooperatiba. Harnessing the collective power of the people through cooperativism. So yan, in this time that we are celebrating the 28th year, pagka 48th year na kami, 30 million na.
Hopefully, sir.
Hopefully, that's hopeful because that is the only way to effect a peaceful and legal change. We cannot imagine a country that will change through armed struggle, only through cooperativism. Yan po yan ang katotohanan. At ito ang pinapaniwalaan ng 14 million cooperative members. Yan po talaga.